didn't see you there. I was about to go for a bike ride. Did you want to come along? Well then, get the heck to the bicycles. Okay, so tonight I figured we'd throw our bikes on the back of the Jeep and head up to one of my favorite destinations, Niagara Falls. To one of my favorite destinations, Niagara Falls. Okay, off we go. Buckle your seatbelts for safety. I forgot to tell you, we're not just going to Niagara Falls, New York. We are going to cross into Canada. Now don't look so nervous. The Canadians are a peaceful people. We might have some trouble at the border. I've never ever gotten across the border without having some kind of trouble at customs. Well, not true, but usually I have trouble. Even just on my bike. One time, just crossing over into Niagara Falls, Ontario on my bike for a relaxing bike ride, they detained me in their little immigration hut for over an hour. I suppose trying to dig up dirt on me, but they couldn't find anything, so they had to cut me loose. Most recent time, I went into Canada on my bike. My brother and I were determined to ride to Toronto. We started off from our ancestral home on Grand Island and we set out for Toronto. So we got to the border, we roll up to the customs booth, and the agent there is like, "What's your destination?" We told her Toronto, and she kind of goes like, "Huh?" She really didn't believe we could do it, but we did it. So here's what I'm thinking. We'll park at the Regal Cinema in Niagara Falls. They have a nice big parking lot and it shouldn't bother anyone. We'll proceed up Niagara Falls Boulevard. We'll take Pine Avenue, which is pretty much the main drag through the city of Niagara Falls. It's a fun ride. I've done it many times before. And 4.4 miles later, we should come to the border and the Rainbow Bridge. And don't worry, friends. Google always overestimates the amount of time it takes to make any trip on a bicycle. You and I will make this trip in 15 or 16 minutes. We don't need 26 minutes to make our way down Pine Avenue. Are you kidding? So once we reach the border, we'll proceed across the Rainbow Bridge. And once we're in Canada, well, all bets are off. We'll see what happens. Well, we might as well try to learn a new language since we're heading to a foreign country.
Listen again.
Pardon, monsieur. Est-ce que vous comprenez le français?
Un peu.
Est-ce que vous êtes américain?
Oui. Est-ce que vous comprenez l'anglais, mademoiselle?
Non, monsieur, je ne comprends pas l'anglais.
Say, I understand.
Je comprends.
Je comprends.
Je comprends.
Je comprends.
Je comprends.
Ask, and you?
Et vous?
Et vous?
Now you say, me? Not very well.
Moi?
Moi? Pas très bien.
Moi? Pas très bien. Well, I'll tell you, Easy Pass makes everything better. Hello.
Hi.
Thanks.
Thank you.
So the lady at the toll booth just gave me a pretty funny look for wearing my bike helmet while driving a car. But hey, can never be too safe. Alright, well, you wouldn't know it from looking at this blank wall, but I've actually parked on the side of the Niagara Falls Regal Theatre, so I don't think anybody's going to notice or care that I'm not currently a patron of this fine theatre, so they should leave my vehicle well enough alone for the next couple hours. Finally might get a chance to unload some of this Canadian cash. Alright, and we're off. Now, this theatre is on Niagara Falls Boulevard, and I don't fancy joining the boulevard right away. I'm going to sneak around through some side streets and hopefully get onto the boulevard where the traffic's a little lighter. Alright, here's a nice traffic light for us. Now this stretch of Niagara Falls Boulevard is rather unsightly and not very fun to ride on, but soon enough we'll come to Pine Avenue, which is a little more bike friendly and much more fun to ride down. So here we are on Pine Avenue. It's kind of a strange part of town, I think. I believe it's actually known as Little Italy, although I really don't know why. Possibly to commemorate the Chinese and Indian restaurants located on it, as well as the Tim Hortons and McDonald's. I'm really not sure what the rationale is. But anyway, I love coming down here on my bike. It's a nice smooth road with lots to look at, and as you can see, it's pretty much empty, so you're not really bothered by traffic all that much. So just a little bit farther down this road and we'll come to the Rainbow Bridge. We'll take a little stop to collect ourselves before we venture across the border. Oh, and watch out for the spike strips here. I don't think you're supposed to come in this driveway. Alright, so we're at the border now.
We are at the duty free, where you can get cheap whiskey, I guess. And we're about to cross into Canada over the Rainbow Bridge. So go through the toll booth first, and then it'll be time to get through customs, which is the hard part.
In case you're wondering, no, we can't simply go on the sidewalk. There's a turnstile there that makes it physically impossible to bring a bike through. And yes, we will have to pay a small toll of 50 cents, but think of it as an opportunity to use those pesky Canadian coins you can't seem to get rid of.
Hi.
50 cents.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Doesn't look too bad here. Should be about 10-minute wait. Hi.
Hi, where do you live?
East Aurora, New York.
Where are you going tonight?
I figure I might just take a ride up and down the water here a little bit.
And then back to the U.S.?
Yep.
Thanks.
Thank you. Have a good night. All right, we made it through. So we're in Canada. All right, so just as a special treat, figured we might challenge ourselves to riding up Clifton Hill, which, if you're familiar with it, is a fairly steep hill, but we're gonna try it anyway. We're at the bottom of Clifton Hill. It's not a long climb, but it's a steep one. This could get ugly. Alright, so we made it. Good job. I knew you could do it. Now, that actually wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. It's a pretty good challenge, but as you can see, we actually made it up the hill faster than most of those cars. I'm a little winded, but all in all, that really wasn't as bad as most of the hills back home, so I feel pretty good about that. Alright, let's wander around the tourist district here, see what kind of mischief we can get into.
Now, I don't mean to brag, but the last time I was in Niagara Falls, Ontario was for Comic-Con 2015, when I got to meet my hero, David Hasselhoff. I was a bit starstruck when I met him, but he turned out to be a super nice guy, and I have to say, he really took it in stride when I informed him he'd been a guest of honor at my wedding reception, and that my wife and I were having a swing dance routine choreographed to his hit song, Hot Shot City. He even promised to attend the celebration of our 5th wedding anniversary, so 10/26/18 is already circled on my calendar.
U.S. citizen?
Yep.
What was the purpose of your trip?
Just taking a bike ride up and down the gorge a little bit.
Anything to declare?
Nope.
Have a good day.
Thank you, you too.
Okay, so we're back in America. And you know, I think I'd like to take a look at the falls from our side of the gorge. And now that I live almost an hour away, I don't get to see the falls very much anymore, and it really is one of my favorite places in the world. So here we are at Niagara Falls State Park, and you know something? Even though the city of Niagara Falls is kind of a dump, I really enjoy our state park here. In fact, I think I like viewing the falls better from this side of the gorge than from the Canadian side. It looks like we've got a pretty good crowd here tonight, which I guess is always a good sign. Follow me, friends. I want to go across the bridge here to Goat Island and see what we can see.
Now this is interesting. Terrapin Point, the traditional viewing spot for the Horseshoe Falls, is all torn up and under construction. So I'm not really sure what they're doing, but I'm assuming they have something good in mind. So it'll be interesting to see how this spot shapes up toward the end of summer, or even next summer. I'm not sure how long it'll take.
Well, I guess that's that. I'm not really sure where to go next, so if any of you has a suggestion, I'm open to it.
Friends, it looks like I've discovered a secret little bike path that I didn't know about before. What say we find out where it goes? Are you game? Okay. Yeah, I'm actually familiar with this one. It just threw me off a little bit. If I'm not mistaken, this path is actually going to turn into an abandoned 3-lane highway that's now just a bike path.
Okay, so yeah, here we are. Here's the Rainbow Bridge, and we just came up the path here. We crossed under this pedestrian walkway by the aquarium, and we're now on this bike path paralleling the Robert Moses Parkway. And it really used to be a divided highway. It was one of those highways built in the middle of the 20th century at the height of America's obsession with optimizing every square inch of the natural landscape for automobile travel. And I guess at some point they just decided, you know, we don't need a 4-lane divided highway connecting Niagara Falls to Lewiston, so what the heck, let's make the other side of it a bike path. Which I think was a pretty good decision.
Friends, look, I found a friendly cat alone on this bike path. Let's see, Charlie, I'm not lost. I like to explore. Well, I think you're alright then, Charlie. That's literally what his tag says here. Charlie, I am not lost. I like to explore. What a nice kitty cat. He is so nice. Aren't you, Charlie? Look, Lauren.
You know, while we're in the area, I have a relative who lives nearby. I think it would be funny if we dropped in on him. He really wouldn't be expecting to see us this far north on our bicycles, and it could be pretty funny. Follow me, friends.
Well, I thought we might be able to drop in on my brother-in-law and his wife, who live somewhere on this quiet street here, but they don't seem to be home, so we're gonna head back. It's getting kind of dark. Got my light on there. Hit the other one on the back so that I'm not invisible to cars. There we go. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna put it on Night Rider mode. Okay. And now we'll head back via probably Hyde Park Boulevard back to Niagara Falls Boulevard. Okay, so that was our ride for tonight. I'm really proud that you were able to keep up with me on our adventures. I hope you had a good time, and I'll see you on the next ride.